Exit youthful idealism.
Climate emergency, we need to stop it dying.
Don't protest against Labor, vote the government out.
Enter the $6 billion man. Across 37 minutes in the Box Hill Hall, Bill Shorten heaped money. First, at 3 million older Australians with poor teeth.
The first $1,000 of dental work you get in a 2-year period will be free.
The next instalment, almost twice as much again for families.
Labor's $4 billion plan for cheaper childcare for 1 million Australian families.
From the lowest incomes up to $68,000 for a household, Labor's promising to fully subsidise bills for care in work hours before and after school. In the next bracket, up to $100,000, it dips to 85%. And from $100,000 to $174,000, a subsidy that phases to 60%. Scott Morrison's no match in the new spending stakes.
Bill Shorten does not know the cost of anything because when his wallet's empty, he is coming after yours.
He's not even trying to be, in a campaign that's heavy on the cost of change and strong on locking in the status quo, especially in immigration.
We're going to freeze at the current levels the refugee and humanitarian intake.
Labor's pledge to make childcare more affordable, sitting alongside an extraordinary market intervention.
Do you like that story? We have picked childcare workers to go first.
Childcare workers to get a 20% pay rise, costing $10 billion over a decade, with taxpayers copping the bill. No distinction made, it seems, between for-profit and not-for-profit childcare providers, and no detail yet on how it'll be delivered. Childcare isn't the only sector with a highly feminised, lowly paid workforce. There's disability and aged care, and we're yet to hear from Labor if it's got a wage plan for those workers. Bill Shorten's confident in the politics of his interventionist approach, even if the business community is alarmed.
My wealth's $4,000 million. Do you think I give a stuff about what you personally think? The definition of insanity is...
Clive Palmer confirming he'll match the majors in self-promotion to resurrect a parliamentary career.
Vote United Australia Party.
Labor quick to hang the billionaire's business dealings as Scott Morrison's shame.
Clive Palmer's workers are still waiting to be paid. And now they're in bed together.
This way, gentlemen.
Topics and taunts from the First Leaders' debate spilling over into the daily joust.
I think this government's economic record is pretty bloody hopeless.
What is the cost of his policies? What is the cost of changing government?
After indicating a $10 billion boost to childcare worker wages, might be the first of several taxpayer interventions in low-paid sectors.
You've done all the hard work.
The model in which we're going to finally sort out the underpayment of early childhood educators is a model, a template which we will only use in childcare.
Why would somebody in the private sector ever give someone a wage rise if they knew that the Labor Party were going to use taxpayer funds to do it instead?
Although Labor might live to regret pledging to permanently subsidise childcare workers' wages, last night's debate confirmed that both leaders are campaigning on the same platform, Bill Shorten's. One is obviously in favour of it, the other is flailing against it at every opportunity. Whether it has impact or not, expect the PM to keep it up. Politics becomes a contact sport.
You're right to say that the other individual has had their endorsement removed, as they should.
The Liberal Party disowns a Victorian candidate for posting an anti-Muslim rant.
The Liberal Party is riddled with right-wing extremists.
That's absolute nonsense.
Not an hour later, another Victorian Liberal candidate gone, this time for homophobic comments. The tumble of disgraced candidates becoming a din.
Who's going to be on my team?
One of Labor's Senate candidates dumped for an anti-Semitic post. A fellow, according to Bill Shorten,
who I haven't met,
when he has, at least twice. For those keeping score, 2-1 to the Labor Party. Greens leader Richard Di Natale offering Bill Shorten a helping hand to forge climate change action should the ALP win.
We will work constructively and collaboratively with the Labor Party. The choice is up to Bill Shorten.
No coalition with the Greens. Sorry, Richard, it's not happening.
Has he ruled out taking their vote to form a minority government?
don't think he has.
Are they photoshopped? Are they not real?
Tucked in behind the Prime Minister, Liberal candidate Jessica Whelan, protected at all times by a human shield.
Jessica, what are your views on Muslims? Can you not put your views on Muslims? About your Facebook?
In a series of Facebook posts, Ms Whelan is accused of urging violence against American feminists supporting Sharia law.
Round them up, Donald. Cut their clitorises off and sell them to Muslims in Muslim countries.
In a separate post, Ms Whelan's accused of another anti-Muslim slur.
You shouldn't even be in Australia if you believe in Allah.
The imagery that we have found that has been presented to us appears to have been doctored. All Jessica can do is refer to the matter to the AFP.
Whatever the police find, Liberal hopes in the seat of Lions have faded with a dive into the digital gutter. Another distraction just when the Prime Minister offered something of substance. The Coalition announcing $300 million to cut the cost of prescription medicines for 1.4 million people who rely on multiple scripts.
I think it is one of the things Australia can be most proud of, that we run a scheme like this.
So, yeah, tick.
Bill Shorten saying he'll adopt the Coalition's PBS policy.
Yeah, I will. I think it's a good policy.
Jessica Whelan, the Liberals' pick for the Tasmanian seat of Lions, now banished after more anti-Muslim posts surfaced.
I think about 2017, I would have made some anti-Islamic posts. I'm not denying that.
Those comments are things that I don't share, that I don't accept, and I won't stand for. And in our party, we won't.
Attempting to turn his party's embarrassment to a weapon of virtue.
When it comes to the Labor Party lecturing on candidates, all I can say is the standard you walk by is the standard you accept.
Luke Creasy, Labor's choice in the Greens-held seat of Melbourne, being a repeat online offender. He shared a Facebook meme joking about rape and made off-colour comments about lesbians and Catholics.
I'm not going to defend the remarks. They're shocking and stupid.
Posted 7 years ago when Mr Creasy was 22, Bill Shorten at first blamed his candidate's youth.
What age does the young and dumb defence cease to apply?
No, I agree. Stupid is stupid is stupid.
Not long after, more Facebook posts emerged in which Mr Creasy made crude sexual comments about a female friend, forcing a reluctant rethink from the Labor leader.
We want to put an end to this matter one way or the other today. Thank you.
And Luke Creasy became an ex-Labor candidate. In case you've lost count, the major parties have lost 5 candidates this week, 3 Liberals and 2 from Labor. Both leaders need a much cleaner final fortnight in the run to polling day.
In their second campaign encounter, the smiles and handshakes didn't last long.
Up to 50,000 pensioners over the next 10 years will have income that they rely on, which helps pay the bills today, taken away. You vote Labor, that's what will happen to those Australians.
Just very quickly,
that's not
Bill
right
Shorten,
what he just said. The point is, where does this money for the income tax refund come from?
Let me just
come back to it. It comes from taxpayers. Why are you paying a gift to someone?
It's a gift.
It is. When you don't pay income tax and you get a refund,
it's a gift. All of their lives.
Everyone works hard.
And you're going to tell them it's a gift.
Everyone works hard, mate.
Well, I think self-funded retirees have worked pretty hard myself. You couldn't look him in the eye and tell him that you were going to increase his taxes by 2% on the 1st of July of this year.
You could do? Yeah.
I'm just wondering. Can you look me in the eye and tell you're going to increase the taxes?
You're a classic space invader.
And the post-debate verdicts?
Bill Shorten doesn't like it when you ask him to look you in the eye and tell you the truth. You know, wisecracks and stunts isn't how you run a country.
Well, I was right in the middle of it all. I thought he was clearly under pressure.
Labor's even happy to now be reminded of a past election defeat.
How are you, Mark?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well, good to see you.
With 2 weeks to go until voters go to the polls, this election will only get more bruising and willing. Expect the Prime Minister to try everything to land damaging hits on his opponent in the last fortnight. Because on May 18...
It's a change from babies in elections.
Neither leader...
Hello, darling.
...wants to be the one left holding the baby.
Oh. There we go. How's she doing?